You're welcome back to Park Halton. We're just about to get underway here in the second half. The Walterstown seems to be missing a man here in the middle of the field. Looking around the park, I don't see any changes to the Trim team. But I just see Declan Dowling seems to be following his man, number 13, Robert Cunningham, out to wing forward here. So Decky's gone wing back here, and it's Conor Quigley who's gone inside.
I don't see Conor Quigley out further myself, but that's only my point of view.
Yeah, but I think they're obviously just marking their men. Conor has stayed with Barry O'Connell, who's lining out at corner forward there, but obviously I don't think he's going to stay there for too long. He'll probably come out. Great to see the dressing rooms back in use here today, John. Both teams are going down.
COVID questionnaire finished as well.
COVID questionnaire finished, so we're all good to go here now. Cormac Riley gets the second half underway. Reminder of the score: 1-8 to Trim, 2-4 to Walterstown. Trim win the breaking ball here. Rob picks it up to James Toher. James chips the ball in towards Owen O'Connor. Owen looking a bit slow going to that ball, breaks away from him, and a bit of soccer play here in the middle of the field. It's going to be a free there. Jersey looked like he was tugged there, Rory O'Dowd, but Trim got away with it, and Declan Dowling picks up the pieces, chips the ball in towards Aaron Lynch. Aaron comes out half yard on his man, pops the ball off towards Dara, but Dara, it was a bit too quick. Dara didn't get to it. Can Owen get the breaking ball? Owen slides it through to Dara. Dara's going to get fouled here. He is. All day long, the time we were 5 years of age, John, you go down on the ball like that, and if Pala touches you, you're going to be free.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a free all day long, all week long, and all year long.
And a very soft free to give away. I think it was Martin Cormac, number 10 for Walterstown, who just kind of leaned in a little bit on Dara. So Aaron has the chance into the breeze, into the hospital end. In the first minute of the second half to extend Trim's lead. Aaron comes up with the free, wraps his foot around it beautifully and bends the ball expertly over
Great
the
score
bar.
from accurate Aaron.
Great score, that's 1-4 for Aaron this afternoon. So Trim now have a 2-point lead, 1-9 to 2-4. So John Davis has the breeze in his back, kicks the ball nice and long. Sean Fitz should have won that ball, but anyway, he breaks kindly for Dara. Dara Lynch, who won that free a minute ago, pops the ball back to Sean. Sean crosses the 45, bearing down the goal. He oversolos the ball, but managed to get it along to Aaron, who's right over there in the sideline. Aaron plays the ball back towards Kieran O'Rourke. O'Rourke knocks the ball off towards Dougie. Dougie, a bit of urgency, plays a lovely ball to Mikey Cullen. Mikey, out in front of his man, turns, rolls, but he pushes the ball slightly to the right and wide. But Dougie, when he gets on the ball, John, seems to inject a bit of pace to it. It's always a quick option. He moves the ball quickly when he gets it.
Absolutely, and his passing has been very accurate today, and he's shown for every ball, in fairness.
So the kick out goes, and it's Barry O'Connell got the wrong side of Conor Quigley, and the ball plays the ball in towards Brian, but Luke finally wins the ball, and Luke's going to draw a free here. And Luke's trying to get the ball back to take the quick free, and been encouraged to leave the ball for James Toher by Peter Farrell, but Luke turns around and plays the ball back to Peter. So Luke comes charging forward with the ball, pops the ball off to James Toher. James right over the side, he's bottled up, he turns one way, tries to get around the man, uses his body well, shoves his man out of the way. Dara gets a high tackle, and I think one of those that probably looked a little bit worse than it was, John. I think Dara was kind of went in a little bit.
Dara was kind of slipping going into it, I think. Yeah. It's a yellow card.
It's a yellow card. Yeah. But I think
just there when Sean Fitzgerald make that run forward again, tapped the ball on his toe. Aaron and Mikey had made runs, and by the time he got his head up, it was no good. He actually lost the ball and we recovered it. But we need to get our heads up and get the ball into lads quick. That's why we're dangerous. We're dangerous inside.
So Dara just getting a little bit of attention from Liam. I'm sure he'll be okay. Hopefully he will. Liam just taking his time.
Or is it Frank?
Or is it Frank?
Or is it Liam?
Oh, I think it's Liam. I saw Frank over. I didn't see Frank.
Frank is with him today.
I saw him over the sideline earlier on. All right. He's just taking his time. I think that was Alvin Crosby who picked up the yellow card for that tackle on Aaron. A high tackle, definitely a yellow card. Dara turned inside and it was clotheslined a little bit there.
It's Liam, all right.
So John playing with his zoom on his camera here to zoom in to see that, to confirm that it was Liam and not
Frank.
So Dara up his feet, thankfully. and James with the free towards Dougie. Dougie just crosses, but he gets it back. Now moves the ball quickly onto Rob Burke. Rob, left-footed ball, nice ball this time into Aaron Lynch. Aaron has a look. It's a good ball in towards Mikey. Mikey Cullen out in front, does well. Gives it back to Aaron Lynch. Aaron with the ball, is he going to make it? And the keeper has to take it over, fist it over the bar. The keeper maybe could have.
Stuff. That's it. They keep tapping away at them points, lads. That's it.
Yeah, keeper maybe could have gathered that ball, but he just chose to punch it over the bar. So good score from Aaron Lynch. Lovely bit of play. Again, Dougie was involved. Nice ball from Rob Burke into Aaron. 1-2 at Mikey Cullen and over the bar. And again, that's the second time Conor Quigley has misjudged the kick out and it's gone over his head. But lucky enough, Rookie was there. Rookie get dragged to the ground. It's going to be a free. Rookie takes it quickly out towards Mikey. Mikey Cullen starting to show a bit of urgency in the second half.
Done, Mikey.
Rolls the ball nicely to Caulfield. And Kieran on towards Conor Quigley. Conor coming in off the wrong side for a right footer. Turns inside onto his left foot, but gets blocked easily. He kind of telegraphed that one a little bit too easy, and the ball is worked down here to Barry O'Connell. Barry missed it. Dougie with
Dougie.
Great stuff from Dougie. Dougie looking for options inside. Goes along in toward Owen O'Connor. There's Alden Crosby is there. Wins the ball easily. Pops the ball on down here. Peter Reynolds coming out with the ball. But Mikey Cullen is back trying to put his man under pressure, and he's adjudged to have fouled him. And it's going to be a free for Walterstown, and it's Mark McCormick back there helping out. Pops the ball in here. It's going to be a hit. Darrag's going to put a hit in on the 4. Aaron McLaughlin does well, and it forces the ball over the line, and it's going to be a sideline ball. I thought that was for a trim, but the linesman has his flag up and he's given the ball to Walterstown, and the ball is put in now. Rookie get something on it? He gets a bit of a hand on it. The ball is broken there. Sean Fitz does well, picks the ball into his own advantage. There's a little bit of space here. He should be able to gather this ball easily. Picks it up nicely. He's got players around him. Gives it on to Luke. Luke into the middle of the field here now, and it's Rob Burke. Takes a bounce on a solo. His man closed in on him. He's going to move the ball quickly, and he does. Gets away with it to Conor Quigley. Conor pumps the ball forward now to Lynchy. Walterstown filtering back their numbers, but Lynchy plays a good ball in towards Mikey. Mikey is starting the second half very lively. Mikey goes around. Is it Peter Reynolds? Turns back inside and turns and
great score, Mikey. Typical Mikey is at it again.
In typical Mikey Cullen fashion, shoots from an acute angle, but no bother to him. Slots the ball over the bar, and Trim have started lively. It's 111 to 2-4. 3 points to Trim since the start of the second half.
Just keep taking away at the points. That's
Walterstown haven't scored yet. And Mikey Cullen has scored one and set one up for Aaron Lynch. So this time Conor Quigley judges the ball better and breaks the ball out to Kieran Caulfield. Kieran throws on his left, has a look for options, gives it back into Conor. Decky Dowling is ahead of him. Decky's made a nice run. Decky's got the ball, plays it on to James Toher. James on his left foot pops the ball across here, and Trim worked the ball back to Dougie. Dougie now has a bit of space. He's going to run into it. Nice bit of pace from Dougie. He tries to play the ball back towards James Toher, and it's intercepted there from Brian McGrain. Peter Farrell shouting at his players to get back.
Get back, lads. We got it.
Darragh Lynch picks the ball up between himself and Conor Quigley, I think, is it? They get the ball. No, it's not Conor, but it's a free.
Rocky, I think it is.
Rocky's over there. And it looks like we have a sub coming into the Walterstown team. Walterstown, who have been struggling a bit since the start of the second half. The 7.5 minutes gone, they haven't scored yet. Trim have tagged on 3 points, so now Trim have a 4-point lead. It's 111 to 2-4. And has that sub come in? It has, I think. Just having a look who's going off. It's one of the corner backs going off, is it? That's number 3 actually. Owen O'Mahony's going off. I think he's been replaced.
Number 2, Peter Reynolds.
That's Peter Reynolds.
Number 26, Colin McGrain.
So Colin McGrain is on in his place of Peter Reynolds. Peter, who was struggling to get a grip with Mikey in the start of the second half. Ball is kicked in there from Lynchy, and it wasn't one of his finest. Ball has gone wide. So 111 to 2-4. The score remains. 8 minutes gone in the second half. So far, Trim haven't gone to the subs bench. I suppose in fairness they've settled nicely into the second half. No need to make any changes. The ball is played short. A bit of a wild challenge from Sean Fitz. He gets away with it, but then he turns the ball over, and I think the referee was playing a little bit of giving the Walterstown man the benefit of the doubt. And in the clash that followed there, Sean, I think, got an accidental knee to the side of the head or something like that.
What's a man fucking shouting for that? And a man injured.
So it's going to be a free, and Cormac Riley, there's a bang to the head of Sean Fitz. I think he's going to be okay, but Cormac Riley, the referee, has done the right thing there. He stopped the play and he just checked on the man Nowadays, anything to do with a head injury, John, is always very carefully
Absolutely,
checked.
yeah, absolutely.
So Cormac,
Even Birmingham warming up.
yeah, the trim subs have been up and down there a bit. The second half, another man coming out here. Is it Bino? It is Bino coming out, and Ian Birmingham up and down. And the third man coming out, but I think they've just been doing that in
Just keep warm.
keeping loose.
I don't think Bino will be going in the middle of the field.
I doubt it very much. Bit of a mismatch here on Alvin Crosby, I think, John.
There would be a little bit of mismatch.
Sean Fitz is up, and it's going to be the free to Walterstown, and it's going to be Conor Farrelly with the free. Chips the ball here to Brian McGrain. Plays the ball, and Cantari gets something on this. It's a good run. This is the new man in, Colin McGrain. Tor gets a hand in, forces the man back. Dougie gets a hand in, forces the man back. Great stuff from Trim. Dougie's there again, trying to get a tackle in. Rob Burke is there. Dougie is there. Brilliant stuff from Trim in the middle of the field. Great work. Kieran, the ball pops out here. Rookie goes in bravely, bends down. He's going to get bottled up, is he? He's going to get fouled, but he tried to get the ball away, drops it, and is forced to turn the ball. But again, Decky Dowling with the hand in. Good strapping here from Trim. They've definitely upped the intensity here in the second half. So the ball is played in towards the danger man. Is it going to go over to the sideline? It doesn't go over the end line. And the first time in the second half that
hit the flag.
Walterstown and tried to get the ball, and the ball hit the flag, John, didn't it?
Yeah, it hit the flag and didn't go out.
So, no, well, anyway, the referee has. The umpire has gone out and given a 45.
How would it be a 45?
The referee is going in to check. It is a 45. Was it something to do with the ball hitting the flag, John? Did the ball stay in play, and did the Trim man think the ball had gone out of play or something? I don't really know. Sorry, I was looking down at my notes. But it's going to be a 45. Sam McCabe is going to take it. It's, as you can see in the camera here, it's right over here on the terrace side of the ground. So it's going to be a tricky ball.
He's going to go short. He has to go short.
He has the breeze. He's going to be aiming for the far post, aiming towards the Irish flag there. He's going to bend this one in. No, and he's missed it near on the near side. And a poor
terrible
effort.
kick. Terrible kick
there from Sam McCabe. And as a sub,
Number 50, Odo Palmer.
Joycey coming in.
Number 22, Kieran Joyce.
Joycey coming in. So Trim are obviously just trying to get a.
Say Joycey going to 40, really?
I'd say so. Have a man there in the middle of the field, just moving the ball around. Joycey just drift around in that space. So it's Owen O'Connor going off for Joycey.
We're not winning kickouts.
No. But we do get the ball this time, and it's kicked in there. We got one on one inside. Aaron pops the ball off to Dara. Dara goes in, looks for Mikey Cullen. Mikey inside. Dara gets taken out after the ball. The referee allows play to continue. Another man gets taken out after the ball, and the referee is letting play to continue. And Aaron is gesturing with the umpires there, but nothing happening, nothing doing. And Dougie's trying to win the ball back here for Trim. The game's getting a little bit more lively now here in the second half. Walterstown needs up a little bit, but Trim there again tried to win the ball back. Walterstown somehow managed to get the ball. It's in towards Ryan O'Connell, and it's going to be a free out.
He's giving a free out now because it was a free in 60, 70 yards up the field.
Yeah, I think he was balancing the books a little bit there.
Cormac Riley will always make decisions like that when the game gets tight.
So Trim will take it, and it is a free. Trim hold retain possession. A reminder of the score: 111 to 2-4 in favour of Trim. 13 minutes gone in the second half. Luke Moran breaks the tackle, comes forward, turns around.
Come on, lads.
Works it back to Rourke. Rourke has to go as well. Rourke's getting bottled here a few times. Manages to get the ball out. Dangerous ball, giving the man no chance of getting it. The ball's going to be turned over. Trim somehow managed to get the ball, and they work it now. And they're coming forward with the ball, and it's Rourke. He's going to get bottled up. He is bottled up, but he managed to pop the ball out here to Dara. Is it Dara towards Joycey? Joycey breaks it down to Dougie. Dougie on to Toher.
Quick ball.
Toher in towards Mikey Cullen, who's staying very close to the goals. Great tackle from Aaron McLaughlin. And Walterstown will turn the ball over. And they work it through Barry O'Connell towards Colin McGrain, but he misplaces the pass. That's another heavy tackle gone in there, and the Trim player. The referee playing advantage this time. Joycey picks the ball up. Gives the ball in to Conor Quigley. Conor with 4 Walterstown men around him. Looked like he was fouled as well. And it's going to be a free in on the halfway between the 45 and the 21. And a couple of Trim bodies down behind the play. A couple of late hits going in here. The referee seemed happy enough to let the play to continue, which is fair enough. We all want to see an open game. We don't want the game to be stopping and starting every 2 seconds. Lynchy now with a chance to extend Trim's lead. So Aaron again wraps his foot around it and drills it in and drills it over. 1-6 for Aaron now this afternoon. I think maybe, John, it was in Kevin Reddy's head. The game got a little bit physical. Maybe that's why Joycey came in there just to give a little bit of a extra oomph to the half forward line.
Joycey definitely gives you extra physicality around the middle third.
Good challenge there by Decky Dowling. Wins the ball now onto Joycey, picks it up, has a little look for runners. He might have to come back inside. Yeah, he takes his man on, Joycey. Well done, and he gets tripped over. No, the referee doesn't see anything wrong with that. And Walterstown have the ball, and it's Conor Farrelly tries to work it out to Alvin Crosby. Onto again Conor Kennedy. So Dara's going to get something on him here. And Walterstown are sitting very, very deep now and trying to work the ball. They have the breeze, but they opt not to kick the ball too much into the forward line. This time it's Rory O'Dowd has the ball, pops it in towards Brian O'Connell. Luke is under a bit of pressure this time for the first time in the second half. Tore his back, trying to get a hand on him, and they force the ball out wide, and Trim should recover this ball, and it's going to be a free out. Conor quickly all the way back the field there, pick the ball up. Quick free onto Jared Dwan. Jared, ball into Decky Dowling. Decky pops the ball out to the far side of the field. Sean Fitz. So 112 to 2-4 to Trim. Walterstown haven't scored to the second half, which is now 15 minutes 40 seconds old. Dougie draws the man and pops a lovely pass inside to Dara Lynch. Dara pops it back to Joycey. And Dara again, every time Dara gets the ball, he's been taken out of it. Dougie has the ball, puts the ball in towards Mikey. Mikey pushes his man out of the way to try and get a bit of an advantage. Rolls him, will he take a shot? He jinks back inside, hops the ball. He's under a bit of pressure and he turned the ball over.
Come on, that's 5 possessions after no score. Come on.
Conor Farrelly has won the ball now. And it's a free out. And it's water break time, I think it's going to be called here. And so there's 16 minutes 10 seconds gone in the second half. 112 which is 15 points for Trim, 2-4 which is 10 points for Walterstown. Walterstown haven't scored in the second half so far, and Trim have tagged on 4 points. So Lynchy, of course, is our chief marksman as usual. He's contributed 1-6. Mikey Cullen with 2 points. Dara, Dougie, Kieran Caulfield and Conor Quigley with a point apiece. For Walterstown, 1-4 of their total has come from the boot of Brian O'Connell, who hasn't really got on the ball in the second half, and the goal that Brian set up for Sam McCabe. So I'm surprised, John, that Walterstown aren't kicking the ball into Brian. They seem to be playing the ball very deep here in their own half back line. Brian's causing all sorts of trouble in the first half.
They only have 2 lads inside our half, and they're playing with a very strong breeze. I'm surprised or not, because Brian O'Connell is causing a lot of hassle for Luke Moore, and maybe the more direct ball in suit them, but I'm glad they're not doing it, because it gives us time to break down the ball and recover it.
So we're going to restart the final quarter of the game. It'd be interesting to see if Walterstown changed their tactics for the last 14-15 minutes. It's going to be a free in their half back line. A dangerous looking ball there towards Barry O'Connell, and it's won back.
We need a score here.
Lovely ball in towards Mikey Cullen. Mikey this time gets out from his man onto Rob Burke. Rob works the ball back to Kieran Caulfield. Kieran on his left foot doesn't fancy the chance, doesn't fancy the shot. Lynchy is trying to work an extra yard close to the goal. He goes onto his left foot, but he drills the ball low, and Dougie's going to pick up the breaking ball. Dougie looks for options on the far side. He holds onto the ball a little bit, waiting for the runner. It's James Toher, gives it back to Alan Douglas. Alan has to go back and pick the ball up. James now has the ball right over the far side. Mikey Cullen's in a good position on the far post, and James can get the head up and see him, but he works the ball back towards Lynchy. Lynchy will probably get a shot away here. Lynchy from a tight angle
by Lynchy. That's an important score.
Yeah, great score there from Lynchy, which puts 6 points between the teams. 113 to 2-4. 60. The scoreboard, the clock on the scoreboard hasn't restarted since the water break. I didn't set my own clock here, so we're going to be guessing a little bit on the time here. But Walterstown goes short with the kick out to Aaron McLaughlin. This time Aaron goes with the foot pass in towards the forwards. Jared Dwan slipped on the greasy pitch with Sam McKay. Both men went to the ground. I thought Jared might have been in a little bit of notebook trouble with the referee, but no, I think the referee was happy that it was just a bit of a slip. So Brian O'Connell has come out this time to take the free. He's going to take it from his hand just inside the 45. Nice looking ball,
Super kick.
And it's a super kick from Brian O'Connell. That's Walterstown's first score of the second half, and it's 1-5 for Brian, 2-5 in total for Walterstown. So 113 to 2-5. And the clock scoreboard is the clock of the scoreboard is now moving.
We're about 2 minutes behind.
So Peter Farrell goes with a flat looking ball towards Rob Burke. Rob should win that. He gets on the second attempt and the ball is taken from him from Alvin Crosby. Alvin plays the ball in here to Alan Wall. Alan's been quiet in the second half. Plays a high ball in towards Barry. Luke should win this. Breaks it down. Can he gather it? He can. Luke gets fouled. Good stuff.
Luke.
Better play from Luke there. Didn't try and catch the ball. Broke the ball to his own advantage and then picked up the pieces and drew the foul. Now Rookie has the ball on the far side. Rookie looks like he was going to foul the ball. Gets away with it. And the ball is worked back to Rookie and they work it into Decky Dowling, and Trimmer being very patient here. With the ball, and it's Dougie who's come back to gather the ball. So Dougie looks for runners, gives it to Decky Dowling. Decky hasn't really come forward too often in this game. Plays a nice ball in towards Aaron Lynch. He's way away from the goals. Trim have the ball, and Toher makes a lovely run inside, gets the ball. Will he take the shot on? No, he gives it to Mikey. His man decided not to go with him.
Ooh, Mikey.
So Mikey gets inside onto his right foot, and Mikey.
Great score, Mikey.
You can't be giving a player like Mikey in the form he's in, John, that amount of space.
Absolutely not.
Number 4, Aaron McLaughlin, stayed 10 yards off him there. And
Mikey is on fire again. That's his third point, am I right?
Third point for Mikey. 114 to 2-5 in favour of Trim, and Walterstown, we want to get something moving on the scoreboard of this game. He's going to slip away from them. John Davis goes long towards the danger man on the far side of the field. I think he's drawing a foul there rather than the mark, but anyway, he gets on with it quickly, plays the ball in towards Brian O'Connell. Luke this time does manage to get a ball on it, and Brian is just not as effective in the second half as he was in the first. Now Kieran Caulfield has the ball on towards Joycey, back to Kieran Caulfield. He steps inside one way then the other, pops the ball onto Dougie. Dougie's looking for runners, he's got Joycey again. They're working a nice little triangle of play there, Trim. Back to Dougie. Dougie's going to drive it at the heart of the defence. He's got Kieran Caulfield outside. He takes the shot on himself, but I think he's pushed that one to the right and wide.
The reason Luke Moran is getting more change off Brian O'Connell in this half is because he's actually changed his game. He's now up beside him or right behind him getting a hand in. First half he was 3 yards off him. So he's changed his game to good, very good effect.
So Walterstown have the ball here, Carl Henley, and again they're sitting very deep with the ball and they're 5 or 6 points down. They want to be up in their game a little bit. So Brian McCabe, who's been on the start, despite wearing 21, and Walterstown insist on playing the ball here in the middle of the field. Joycey just drags his man a little bit to slow the game down, and Sean Fitz wins the resulting free out in front of his man. Good stuff from Fitzy. Fitzy heading for the sideline, pops the ball onto Joycey. Joycey's going to give it back to him. No, he's not. Joycey holds onto the ball, plays a nice ball in towards Aaron Lynch. Aaron out wide, but he's got 7 for company. Conor Farley this time. Aaron hops the ball, has a little look to see, surveys options, back to Joycey. Joycey kicks the long ball back towards Kieran O'Rourke. And Trimmer in total control of the game here at the moment with 21 and a half minutes gone, and Walterstown, I'm very, very surprised how deep they're sitting. Jared Dwan comes forward, Jared rides the tackle. Joycey and Trimmer are actually toying with the opposition here at the moment. Dougie pops the ball back to Conor Quigley. Conor onto James Toher. Back to Dougie. There's a man out wide. Can Dougie get the hand up? He plays a left-footed ball crossfield to Mikey. Mikey, take the mark, Mikey. Plays on. Should have taken his mark. Should have taken his mark, but he decided to kick off his left foot. Which
number 10 Mark McCormick has been replaced by number 24 Paul Donnellan.
So with the sub coming on the field, so Paul Donnellan is coming on for Walterstown, number 24, and he's replacing number 10 Mark McCormick. But I think it's a change of tactic that Walterstown need as much as a change of personnel. 114 to 2-5 in favour of Trim, and Trim have looked very, very comfortable here in the second half.
I hope to persist with this tactic of keeping the ball around the middle of the field.
Well, Jared Dwan gets a hand in, breaks the ball to Kieran Caulfield. He's looking for options inside. Conor makes a good run, makes a little space. Kieran runs into that space, puts the ball back to Dougie. Dougie's actually slowed down the play a little bit himself now. I think he knows that the possession is important now for the next couple of minutes, and Trim should win it. Luckily gets the ball back. It comes to Decky. And Trim are just going through the motions here. And Rob Burke pops the ball into Joycey. Joycey's going to roll a tackle here. He draws the man in, pops the ball out to Jared Dwan. Jared's going to get, there's a couple of men on him, but gets the ball away to Dougie, and Trim recycle the ball very nicely.
One player inside our half the field.
Yeah, it's quite unbelievable tactic. You know, it's a semi-final, John. It's knockout football. You want to be going for it. You might as well get bet by 15 points and get bet by 1 or 2. You know, and Trimmer totally dictating the game here. Sean Fitz can just run forward. There's no need for anything crazy here. Trim can just hold onto the ball all day long. Rookie now in an advanced position, has the ball, but just turns around, comes back out towards Rob. And Rob has got Dara outside and he's got Dougie inside, gives it to Dougie. Toho is in there as well, but Trim holding on the ball.
I still believe in one of our lads back. We've only one lad back as well. I'd be dropping a lad back in front of him.
Just to sit in front of
just in case it breaks, like it's going to do now.
Yeah, so it's a turnover ball here. So Barry O'Connell wins the ball.
Well,
and now
Dara
has gone back to help out defence. Good stuff from Dara. Big hit there from Quigley in the middle of the field. Turns the ball over.
Well done, Quigley.
He played the ball very fairly there, Connor. Strong arm went in, broke the ball away, and Trim come away with it now. Dougie, who's had a good game, very solid game at centre forward. Solos the ball on. Got a bit of a shove there from Alan Wall for his troubles, but there's no need for any messing now at this stage. Trimmer very, very comfortable. With 5 minutes to go.
Starting to mess with the ball now.
Yeah. So Decky Dowling, after getting a dead leg for himself. Good ball played in. Can Luke get something on it? The Brian Danger man is out. And again, brilliant from Luke. He's been penalised. I thought the ball was bobbling around there and Luke had managed to get a hand on it and break it away. But the referee saw it differently. It's a free in. Decky Dowling is still down. I think it's a dead leg or cramp inside the Walterstown side of the field. The linesman is trying to draw the referee's attention to it. The game continues and Brian O'Connell tops over the free. So for Walterstown. So it's tight. It's 114 to 2-6. I think that's a 5-point lead.
5 points, yeah.
5-point lead for Trent.
26 minutes. That clock is slow, isn't it? Yeah.
I think so, yeah, but there will be some time added on, I'm sure, with substitutions and injuries or whatever. And the ball breaks here now. Colin McGrain picks it up in the middle of the field, and it's on to Paul Donovan, the second sub that come in there. But again, great stuff from Decky. Gets his man turned and going backwards. Decky, the ball is played in here towards the middle of the field, and Luke Moran, who's lifted his game considerably in the second half, charges out. His man seems to be flat there, the full forward, dejected figure, and Luke was flying out with the ball.
Come on, lads. Look more direct. Mess around.
Quigley now has the ball. Trimmer coming forward with it. Again, it's leisurely. It's Trimmer in total control. Joycey out front looks, draws the man, makes a bit of space for Conor Quigley, who keeps on going. He's going to have runners. Give it out now, Conor. Your work is done. But he continues and chips the ball in. It hits the crossbar. Can Mikey gather it? He does. The ball goes to the ground. Mikey tries to soccer it along the ground, and it's picked up. And Walterstown turned the ball over, and a very casual bit of passage of play there from everybody. The ball is kicked in. James Toher is back there now helping out. James pulled his man, I thought, and the ball does break, and James picks it up, and the referee lets plays continue. Trim of a sub over there on the far sideline, ready to come in.
Trim have gone very sloppy now. Giving away the ball.
The ball breaks there. Joycey himself was expecting a free.
Hit him after the ball was kicked.
And James Tower tried to play the ball in, and it's going to be a free from where the ball lands.
We need a score here now, lads. We're messing around. "27 minutes gone on the clock. I would make that about 29.
5-point lead for Trim. But in fairness, John, Trim have been in total control of the game since the second half. Walterstown have hardly raised the gallop. They've kicked 2 points, both from frees from Brian O'Connell, and they had the advantage of that breeze. They haven't used it at all, and it's going to be a free in for Trim over the far sideline. Aaron Lynch, a tricky angle. Wraps his foot around it beautifully, but he's pushed it a little bit to the right hand side of the goals and wide. And Trim do manage a little time now to get the sub in here.
Ian Birmingham.
And it's Ian coming in. Problem here behind the plays, the referee.
Referee is injured.
The referee has picked up a bit of an injury. You didn't see what happened there, John?
No, I didn't see it either. Seems to be holding his left shoulder or collarbone.
Yeah. Liam Shute, the Trim physio, is in, just checking on his well-being.
Yeah, he's working on his left shoulder.
Unusual injury for a referee to pick up
Yeah.
on the match, whatever, but a muscle injury in a leg or something, unusual to pick up something like that. So there's going to be a hold up the play here. Liam is just checking. Call.
Luckily, there's 2 linesmen who are referees, and there's nothing wrong with Cormac Riley. We can bring in another man for the last few minutes.
Yeah, it's been a simple enough game, I suppose, for Cormac, the referee, John. He did well when the game was close. In the first half, he was there. He was up at the play. He played advantage. He called advantage back. I thought he was good.
He's very good. Yeah, very good. But yeah,
second half there's been nothing to do really.
Nothing to do now. It's been all Trim. But in the first half, he was very good. Yeah, Darrell Lynch. He's getting instructions from Kevin Riley over the line. Ian Birmingham was ready to come on. Ian Birmingham is kind of a half forward, middle of the field man. So someone from that area will be coming off. Second semi-final of this championship is on after this game at 3:30 with Oldcastle and Arkenny. Be interested to see who wins that one.
Certainly will. Trim look like they're comfortably going to qualify for their 3rd intermediate football championship final in a row, John. Hopefully it'll be 3rd time lucky.
It'll be the 4th final in
11 years or so, John. 10, 11 years?
9 years.
9 years.
Yeah.
So I think the referee is going to be replaced here. I think one of the linesmen is so the referee is swapping position with the linesman, John, as you suggested. He's able to come in and he's walking a bit gingerly towards the sideline. Liam just making sure he's okay.
Yeah, he's holding his left arm. Something wrong with his left shoulder.
Maybe he slipped or something and fell and hurt himself, put his hand down. I didn't notice, John. I was following the ball.
Ian Birmingham was coming on to the Trim team. And Sean Fishard has been taken off. Sean had a good game, a lively game in the second half. Did his job well in the second half.
So we've got into injury time, but there's going to be a considerable amount of it because of the delay there with an injury to the referee. The ball is kicked out and it's well taken. Brilliant play there by young Kieran Caulfield. And James Torres made his nice run into the position that Kieran would normally be occupying. But James plays a nice ball inside here. Ian straight into the field. Oh, and Ian is wide. It was almost the ideal entry for Ian there. James Torr picked out a beautiful pass. Ian was charging through a big hole in the Walterstown defence.
Absolutely fantastic pass from James Torr into Ian. In all honesty, he should have scored.
And he just dragged the ball wide. Anyway, it's going to be academic as a result of the outcome of this game, I feel. It's 1-14 for Trim, 2-6 Walterstown. John Davis goes right down the middle of the field with a kick out. It's scattered well there by Barry O'Connell, tries to find the ball in towards Brian. Luke's all over him in the second half, and poor Al Brian can't grab a ball at all. And Trimmer now coming up the field with the ball, and it's overhit the pass, and it's Aaron McLaughlin who picked it up. And Aaron plays the ball down the sideline. Rookie grapples his man, and the ball has gone over the sideline. I thought Rookie might have fouled his man, but the ball's gone over the line as a sideline ball to Trim. And Trim have the ball now, and they've got numbers here, and it's Luke. There's plenty of time coming out of the ball. Jared Brown is outside him. He plays the ball towards Jared. Jared goes by the first man, turns back, knocks it back to Luke. And Luke shimmies one way. Then the other pops the ball off to Kieran Caulfield. So we're well into injury time here now. Trimmer just holding onto the ball and running down the clock. So Luke is ventured forward here with the ball, plays a nice ball in towards Aaron. Aaron picks the ball lovely right off his toe, off his bootlaces, goes outside his man, plays the ball across to Kieran Caulfield on his left foot, and a lovely block, great black block there from Cathal Henley. But Walterstown are showing no ambition at all here in the second half, and they're working the ball out the field, and Lynchy is being shoved and pushed behind the play, and a bit of a foul there from Dougie. And Walterstown kick the high ball in here. Decky gets a hand on and the ball breaks nicely for Jared Dwan, who comes out strongly. He's drawn the foul. The referee playing an advantage. But Trimmer working the ball now with Rob Burke. James Toher. This is the first hand pass, then pops the second one off. to a teammate and gets the ball back. Kieran Ruck now has the ball, and the game is drifting towards its natural conclusion here.
114 to 2-6 with 34 minutes played in the second half.
Ian Birmingham plays the ball back to Luke, who's had a super second half. He really was under a bit of pressure in the first half, but stepped up his game in the second half. Works the ball nicely with Ian Birmingham, and onto Conor Quigley. Conor onto James Toher, and now onto Alan Douglas. The man outside is Rourke, right over on the far sideline. Rourke misses the pick, and Paul Donovan now picks the ball up for Walterstown, plays the ball into Sam McCabe. Sam, who got a goal in the first half to both the teams back to a point, but since then Walterstown have only managed 2 further scores within frees from Brian O'Connor and Trim. Are still in the last minute of the game, are still hunting in packs over there, which is great to see. The management be very happy with that. They turned the ball over, and now they work the ball down the far side of the field, and it's going to be a free for Trim. And Kieran Caulfield, to the delight of the Trim bench, and we've got a free now here, and it's going to be played towards Conor Quigley. A bit of a dangerous ball, and it's intercepted. Brian McGrain. Caulfield again trying to get something on it, but Walterstown do go with the foot pass this time towards Alvin Crosby, who's pushed forward a little bit, but all too little too late if you ask me. But he goes for it, gets inside Rourke, who pulls him down.
Get behind the ball, lads.
Free. A quick free taken this time. Darrell Lynch is back there sweeping up, manages to get his hands on it, turns inside, and now there's a bit of space.
Well
He
done,
shifts the ball
well done,
forward
lads, well
towards
done.
Mikey Cullen. The referee blows the full-time whistle, and Trim very comfortably have run out winners here on 114 to 2-6. Very, very disappointing Walterstown performance in the second half. They were very, very lively in the first half. They went in a point down at half time. They had the advantage of a strong breeze in the second half. They chose not to kick the ball, use that breeze, kicking the ball in, and Trim were very, very comfortable in possession. Luke Moran had a great game. Any ball that did go into Brian O'Connell, he managed to win and drive Trim forward. And with the accuracy of Aaron Lynch and Mikey Cullen there in the second half, they just chipped away and tipped over the points. They only scored 6 points in the second half, but they were never really under any pressure whatsoever. So Trim qualified for a 3rd Intermediate Football Championship final in a row. As we wait to see the result of the second match here this afternoon to see who Trim will play in that final. But thank you very much for watching from Park Hodgson today, and on behalf of Reds TV, Rory Dowling saying goodbye. We'll see you again soon.
And as they say on television, it's goodbye from me.